Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Thanks for coming on by and checking out this video. Appreciate your time and your support. Earlier today, I took my car to the car wash, got it vacuumed, and when I was leaving, I decided I was going to shoot some 4K video and see how far I could go before my Google Pixel 5a with 5G would shut down, because I am having that same issue that a lot of you are having. But this is not a deal breaker for me, because I understand and realize that this is not a device that has a lot of muscle in it to really support 4K 60 frames per second. Now, obviously, Google decided to go with that when shooting video at the highest recording option that you have. For me, 1080p 60 frames per second is good enough for me. It's great. I honestly don't shoot 4K video in 60 frames per second unless I'm doing it for all of you when I'm testing out any smartphone that I bring in. And I'm actually talking about that in this video. I'm talking about looking for something that's going to have a little more muscle underneath the hood, that can handle that type of recording, whether it's a mid-range or a flagship device, which you would probably spend a little more money, but there's going to be higher spec as far as the chipset, the RAM, and you're going to have plenty of storage. 128 gigs of storage is plenty, but we're looking at the chipset and we're looking at RAM too, and you know, there's a lot of variables that go into this conversation, but the engine underneath the hood has to be a little bit heftier. So we got the option here, but obviously that option isn't working for a lot of us, and hopefully Google comes out with a fix for that. So honestly, I mentioned this video like a 5-minute time limit. I think even 3 minutes would be better now that I've really thought about it. And the thing is, you got a metal frame. The back is metal, and it's going to absorb that heat. It's going to contain the heat a little bit longer than a polycarbonate material type device, which then can cause issues, okay? So this device was sent to me from Google, hashtag Team Pixel. Appreciate that very much. It's a blessing. If I had bought this device, knowing that 1080p 60 frames per second is my go-to recording option as far as the options that I would have to choose from, it would not be a deal breaker. There's a lot going on here for 450 smacks. A lot. This is a great device. It's fluid, it's smooth. I love the stock Android experience. I love the picture quality, the video quality, the speakers, the display, the 1080p AMOLED display. It's a great size device. You got a headphone jack, you know, it fingerprint reader on the back. But yeah, I mean, even higher spec devices can get warm, can get hot, and can even shut down. And it's happened on other smartphones. This isn't new to any of us. If your major want outside of a smartphone being a phone, which primarily that's what these gadgets are, but if the second thing is those cameras, and you utilize 4K 60 frames per second a lot, then this isn't going to be for you. And again, this was sent to me, but if I bought it, I know what I utilize and what I don't utilize. That's not going to be a deal breaker. For a lot of you who were wanting to purchase this device when it drops on the 26th, now, if you're watching this video after that date, then you've already made your choice. You may want to look for something else if that's like your number 2 area on a phone that you're looking for. I mean, that's going to be the wisest financial decision that you'll make. But the video quality is great. It's great. And for me, 1080p 60 frames per second is where I'm at. I even go down to 30 frames per second, especially when I'm shooting video during the early morning vlog in the dark type video, which a lot of you aren't going to do. So 1080p 30 frames per second in the dark looks great. And I can utilize the regular wide or the ultra wide. But at 1080p 60 frames per second, that's where I'm at. Honestly, I'm really surprised Google decided to go with 4K 60, and I know that when those specs came out, everybody's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, that's super sweet. But obviously now a lot of you are just bummed out about that or upset. If you got this for free, you know, you've been blessed. So look at what you have and understand that you didn't have to pay for it. And if you decide you really want something for 4K 60, then you better bring in a second device, or hopefully you already have one, because obviously you're going to have this happen until Google puts out a fix. Again, that we don't know that for sure. I haven't seen Google any information on Google responding to that. But again, this was a gift, and it's going to stay with me, and that's not going to bother me because I'm not going to use it. I'm just not. And I have other devices that I can utilize 4K 60. And if you don't, then don't buy this. Buy something else that's going to be able to handle that. Okay, this is not something that happens on every smartphone. Now, I'm not at all disregarding what a lot of you are going through, but obviously this is not going to be your device if that's primarily what you want outside of the Google Pixel 5, 5a, 5G being a phone. Then go elsewhere. Okay, when it drops on the 26th, don't even buy it. And like I said, if you're watching this after the fact and you didn't, you've already been looking for something else. And yeah, I mean, the video quality is nice. It's kind of hard to tell right here, but hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Thanks for coming on by and checking out this video test. 4K 60 frames per second with the Google Pixel 5a 5G. We're also going to see how the stabilization does, so you're going to let me know down below in the comment section, and we're going to see how long this video goes at 4K 60 frames per second. Because I have, that's the video, the latest that I was playing. I have a 4-minute and 42-second video and a 6-minute 10-second video before they shut off. So all three of these videos eventually shut off, and I was still talking. I finally looked over and realized it wasn't recording anymore, and that's why I'm making this video. You also have to remember that Google is going to be releasing this fall the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Both devices obviously going to have a lot more muscle underneath the hood. Okay, we're going to have some higher end specs on both these devices. Obviously the 6 Pro is going to give you a lot more. We don't know the price points. I'm hoping that the 6 Pro is going to be somewhere around $949 at the most, and that the 6 $749 $8. But I'm just throwing out some numbers. That's just wild guessing. So don't throw that out there in YouTube land that, hey, my Project 13 said. No, I'm just saying that's kind of what I'm hoping for, because obviously we're going to get a couple devices that we're all voting for. We're already wanting these devices to be successful, and especially in that 4K 60 frames per second. But if you're concerned about that, then you're obviously going to wait, do your homework, and watch your favorite YouTubers review that device and make sure that that area works and doesn't have the issue that we got going on with the Google Pixel 5a 5G. And hopefully by then, this is something that's been taken care of and been forgotten. Okay? So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Leave some feedback. Let me know what your thoughts are on what I talked about. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Before I cut out, I'm just sharing my opinions and thoughts, okay? And there's other YouTubers sharing theirs. So that's why I enjoy your feedback, because it's an area that I definitely read, and I try to respond to everyone. And but I learn a lot through that comment section, man. I really, really do. And this is obviously something that's going on right now. So let's talk about it, and let me hear your opinions and thoughts as well on this issue. So anyway, God bless. Stay safe and healthy. Peace. I am out.